saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in.
It's a building that's meant so much to the city of New Orleans and all of its residents over the years, and our coverage of the NFL has brought us to it, Caesars Superdome. Coming up, we have a good one for you. Between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New Orleans Saints.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And here we go from New Orleans. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go. 180, 11 Thomas, 11, 11. 12, 12, 12.
Right to the air, Burrow. They're taking a shot on this first play. Oh, it's intercepted. What a start. Justin Reed has the INT. And the Saints force the turnover on the first series of this game.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six. Yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good for a new set of downs for New Orleans.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll go again here with Tootin. And there's the stop after he drives this down to the 13. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. Well, once you join the rarefied air at the 2,000-yard plateau, next thing you look to is the single-season rushing record, and with that carry, he sets the new NFL record.
Hey, let's be honest. With how pass-heavy this league has become, did you ever expect to see this one fall?
That's a great question. Can't say I did.
Opportunities for a back to challenge records like this, Kate, don't come often, and now he's got a record that should stand for quite some time.
Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
They give it to him again. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Tootin. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Options are open here, and this is 2nd and inches.
Let's go.
Fullback trying to power it across. To the goal line, but he won't reach it. The defense keeps him out and forces 3rd and goal.
I think I could see that sideline considering a challenge down there. It was close, but I think he got barely enough to escape the end zone. Another run might not be so lucky.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Tootin. And he runs it across. Touchdown. great first drive and get the game's first points. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yep, certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop it.
Bengals nothing. Matt Gay set to kick off.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. He's going to return it from a yard or two deep. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun.
Here we go.
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. He's looking deep once again. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Justin Reed has the INT. Well, that should pretty much shut down throwing his way anymore, Brock. This guy has ended each of their last two drives by himself with an interception.
And that's kind of the price you pay when you're playing phenomenal ball as a defender. I can remember Aaron Rodgers, primetime game, said, I'm not even throwing once, and didn't attack Richard Sherman one time that game.
They go play action on first down. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Second down, give to two. And this will only complicate matters for third down, partner. They're sent backwards. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Here he goes, third and long. Skips it short of his man. That brings up fourth down.
Kate, I think that was the type of play we expected out of this defense to start the game. Can't undo that opening drive touchdown they gave up, but that can sure help to get yourself off the field with that third down stop.
Here's the snap on fourth. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty and off the field they go.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
That's going to be a play tomorrow. When they watch it on tape, they're going to be kicking themselves a bit. Kate, you get man-to-man coverage down in the red zone, you got to take advantage of it. It's hard. Zone coverage and the windows are so tight. You get man, got to find a way to win.
11 mighty.
On second and 10, Burrow again. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Working quickly here.
First down. A gain of 14. First down, Bengals.
Burrow now on first down. Has it down close. And he is going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals reach pay dirt for the first time this game. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals tie this game 7-7.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. First and 10 coming up. On the give, it's Tootin. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
It's a handoff to Tootin, running right. This one isn't looking much better, Brock. He's handed another loss. That's 2 in a row. They've got third down now coming up. These guys better change up what they're doing on the ground here, Brock, because this defense has seen right through it these last couple of plays.
Yeah, we bang the drum all the time for staying on schedule. This is the epitome of being off schedule.
Third and long for him here. That's caught for the first. Yeah, this is going to be down to, it looks like about the opposing 36 for their next snap. A big completion for the rookie out of Penn State, and it gets his guys the first.
First down. First and 10.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Caught by his fullback behind the line. And he's forced out of bounds after a gain of about 4 there. Second down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second and 6.
That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. We're back for the second quarter. Saints in possession of the football. They start with 2nd and 6. Inside give here for Tootin. And second down only works out for a yard.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And tackled just in time to prevent that first down. That brings up 4th and maybe a yard.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Here's Tootin. And forget this first down. He's made as he got to the line. They're not going to get this. This is a turnover on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Burrow on first down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Hey, I get it. If any of their pass catchers have what it takes to beat double coverage, it's him. The kids would say, he's him. That defense knew it's why they doubled him and knocked it away.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Kate, as a quarterback, that is so rough. Incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. You're going to the sidelines, you're going to look at that tablet, and you're going to try to figure out how in the heck do we turn this around.
To the air again, it's Burrow. Has it downfield, it's Chase. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. So 21 yards and the first. What a call to go for it there on 4th.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Again, it's Burrow. Escapes the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When he saw the field, it's going to be second down.
Here we go.
To throw again, it's Burrow. Flush down out to his left. Finally lets one go deep left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Kate, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put it in the air. A sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
Here we go. 180. Shot.
On third down, here's Burrow. It is caught left side. And he hits that enemy 25-yard line before he is sent out. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28. Offense is set. First and 10.
First and 10 at the 25-yard
Here we go.
line.
First give of the game here to Chase Brown. Nice cut back to the right sideline. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into first and goal. The Saints calling for a timeout, so they're first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half.
At the 10-yard line.
4 downs to get this across. Here's first and goal.
Here we go. Shot.
They'll run again with Brown. Running down the left side. He gets him 9 yards, and that brings up second and goal.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Here we go. Here we go. Shot.
Burrow's going to sneak it. Watching the goal line, but he won't reach it. The defense keeps him out and forces third and goal. Moving quickly, trying to get set. Going to keep this one and go. And this time he fights his way across for the touchdown. The Bengals take a second quarter lead. Joe Burrow with the touchdown on a quarterback sneak to the end zone. McPherson at the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals break that tie and now lead by 7.
Saints 7. Evan McPherson with the kickoff for Cincinnati.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
First and 10. Saints find themselves with some good field position starting out.
19 Tiger.
And off to Tootin. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That's good.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down to first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
Has a man on target to Johnson. And they make the tackle at the 38. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Saints first down. New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38.
38-yard line.
First down, play action. Fits it through the middle. And their next snap is going to come from the red zone, Brock. He's down at that 17-yard line. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Tootin headed left. Solid run in here. That's 9 yards as he brings up second down.
10 more yards. He was brought down at the 8-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches.
So with that, Brock, we've now reached our 2-minute warning. More from Caesars Superdome in just a moment. The entire playbook is open here, Brock. It is second and inches. Tootin with it. And he couldn't get much there, but what he did get was absolutely crucial. That makes it first and goal.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Into a crowd, and intercepted. That is Lewis. And the Bengals take over on his 5th interception of the season. they could feel how tight they were to the goal line, and then bam, Brock, they're off the field after a clutch interception.
I tell you what, football's the ultimate team game, but this is a situation where an individual picks up all 10 of his guys out there on the field. Somebody else is going to pick up the tab at dinner tonight for him.
Now Burrow. Catch made by Chase Brown. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Trying for the deep ball. So the coverage holds up on the deep ball. That's going to force fourth down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
From their own side, they're going to go for this. They need about 2.
Here we go. 11. Can. Stop.
Here we go, fourth down Burrow. This connects with Higgins. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 16
We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. First and 10 from the 32.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Cincinnati.
Sticking in the air, it's Burrow. Buys time, rolling right. That is Compt, and it's Higgins again. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield.
That's another Bengals first down.
On first down, here's Burrow. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
This is a heater going deep. He's got it inside the 10. And it'll be first and goal. Stop is made at the 5-yard line. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. One last play before the break.
Gun.
Throwing here just before halftime. Forced out to his right. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals will extend their lead as time expires in the half. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. McPherson at the point after. And the kick is good, so they add 7 to their lead on the final play of our first half. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment.
Evan McPherson to kick off.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. First and 10 coming up. Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. He has this down to the 34. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
31 yards.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks. And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another first and 10.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Right up the gut. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be second and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
The run here with Tootin. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Check. 19 tight.
To the air on 3rd and long. This has been a trend, yet another interception. And the Bengals have it now on his 8th pick of the year. Oh, man, Brock, they decided to air it out in pursuit of a touchdown that time, but it's intercepted, and the visit to the red zone comes up empty.
And that one stings, Kate. It really does. You have a limited opportunity that looks in that close, particularly as we get through the second half. But once you get, you have to finish with points.
And that's incomplete, but he might have done a little too much to cause that. Flag comes out, and this could be interference. So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it.
11 MT. Here we go. 11 MT. Take.
1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Completed to his running back. It's a race down the right side. And he is going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals push their lead further to start the half. McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Bengals stretch their lead to 21.
28. Saints 7. Evan McPherson.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Saints find themselves with some good field position starting out. Now running here with Tootin. He cuts it back right. Now he's past the 25. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Set to kick off.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Bengals getting set, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10.
Gun. Stop.
Here's Brown to start the drive. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
Gotta go.
Offense up to the line fast. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. On the move, headed right. Pass is hauled in by the running back. And he reaches the 35 before going out. So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. A give left side to Brown. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they send him out of bounds as he gets this to the opposing 45. They get 23 on that one. And the Bengals have a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
1st down, Burrow to throw. He put everything he had into this. He connects on the deep shot. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. His third through the air this game. Point after up and good by McPherson. And the Bengals stretch their lead to 21.
35. Saints 14. Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. On the ground. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. You can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. They'll go again here with Tootin. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Jalen Phillips finishing that play off. 3rd down, Bengals coming out in a dime look here. Now it's Tootin. And he's taken down as he takes this to the 38. A gain of 26 yards there. And that's good for a new set of downs for New Orleans.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. They go play action on 1st down. That's caught by Chris Olave. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Hey, you like these results on 1st. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
Second down give to Tootin. They stop him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. 3rd down coming up.
No gain on the play.
So often we talk about the individual having to move on to the next play. Well, that was a perfect picture of the collective. That defense staring down 2nd and 1 rose to the occasion collectively.
And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for a Saints 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10.
We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. It's going to be the Saints with the football, but any efforts might be futile facing that deficit. Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Oh, brother, it's another interception. That is Lewis Seen.
Hey, winning teams excel at make-or-break situational football. How many times do we hear about teams practicing situation after situation after situation? Well, that interception, it's a severe error in that department for the offense. But what a brilliant play to take points off the board for the defense.
And he picks him up about 4 yards there. 2nd down coming up. Goes to the hurry up here.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Give on 2nd. It's Brown. We dodged the tackle. And this is brought to a stop up at, let's say, the 34-yard line there. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, now the best of them take advantage of it.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. Offensive line fast. Burrow now on 1st down. Chased out to his right. He just throws this one away.
Kate, I got to believe he harkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Here we go.
And 2nd and 10 now. It's Burrow. Escapes the pocket. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up. Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line.
Here we go. 11, right 80. Stop.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Lasers this one deep down the middle. Brought in inside the 20. The stop is made, but not until he reaches that 17-yard line.
It's a gain of 38 yards. That's another Bengals first down. First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
11, Thomas. Stop.
Burrow on first down. Buys time, rolling right. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
Well, he went for it all right there. That was a highlight reel waiting to happen if he could connect. So good to get out of the pocket and keep the play alive, but even better defensively to force the incompletion.
Right 80. 11. Stop.
To throw again, it's Burrow. That one's incomplete in the end zone.
As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone. And defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and leave teams for field goals, you got a great chance to win.
Oh, no, they get him yet again. Lante Taylor has it. Well, how quickly things can change. They were looking so good just a couple of plays ago, and suddenly, not anymore. Red zone look comes up empty with that interception.
I think the pressure got to him there, Kate, and I don't even mean all those pass rushers, although they were certainly coming too. I mean the pressure of being 3rd down in the red zone. That's where you got to slow yourself down as a quarterback and know you've got to simply protect the football.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. It's a handoff to Tootin, running right. And it's a quality effort here as he's pushed out right along the 40. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course. But you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
That's grabbed inside the 30. There it is. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints get it back to within 2 possessions. Chris Olave with the touchdown. Gay to add the extra point. He's good on the extra point effort. And the Saints get it back to a 14-point game.
Bengals 35, Saints 21.
Still down a couple of scores after that. They're going to set up for the onside kick.
Set to kick off.
And the Bengals hands team does its job recovering that kick. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Cincinnati into formation. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Right, 11 MT. Stop.
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Escapes the pocket. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Those are the kind of decisions you got to make in that spot. And the smart quarterbacks, they seem to do it consistently. When you're in enemy territory, a throwaway is always better than risking a turnover.
Handoff headed left to Brown. And he hits the lane for about 7. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly when he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
3rd and short, it's Burrow. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. And the Saints have some new life in the 4th.
Kate, I think you can almost sense a little bit of a hesitant spark out there. Nobody is going to get too excited. You're still down 2 scores, but there's a little flash of hope, a little flash of optimism. Their defense just gave the offense by taking the ball away.
Airing it out to start this drive. Has a man on target to Johnson. He's taken down, but not before he has this all the way to the opposing 40. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 40.
The toss play to Newton. And they shut him down on this one. They get him behind the line, and that should push him out of field goal range.
Tackled back at the 46.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Saints losing by 14. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Let's go. Check.
Now looking to throw. Defender's there, and he forces the incompletion. Good play to bring about this 3rd down.
Really had to find a way to get that short completion because now you're staring at 3rd and extra long, and that's a place no QB in this league wants to be.
Movement.
Throwing now. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. So 3rd and 16, no problem for them as they get the first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
On the give, it's Tootin. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackle for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. That one felt kind of counterintuitive there, Brock. They load up the line with that extra blocking, and then the run goes out to the edge anyway.
That's right. You put 2 tight ends on the field, yeah, you can live with a stalemate. It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints now within 1 score in the 4th. Chris Olave with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game.
A receiver this skilled, well, he's got every route in his back pocket, but sometimes simple is better. No complicated cuts, no double moves. You just go run right by him.
Gay with the point after. And the Saints chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Bengals 35. Saints 28.
So they're going to line up for the onside kick that may just decide this game. Just over a minute to play. Oh, the Saints are looking confident that they have it, and they do! Timing's so important for a team to recover its own onside kick, but jumped the gun there before it went 10 yards, and that drew the flag. A give now to Brown. And he's hauled out of bounds as he takes this down to the 30. They'll get 16 yards on that play. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
12.
Going to the ground again on first. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. The Saints calling for a timeout. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side.
Here we go.
Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Brought in close to the 8. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. McPherson at the point after.
McPherson for the extra point.
The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals double their lead to 14.
42. Saints 28. Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
First and 10, Saints find themselves with some good field position starting out. Hand off to Tootin. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
At the 37-yard line.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Inside give here for Tootin. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
Tootin headed left. And he's going to have this up and across midfield, partner, to the 48. Now 4 seconds left. We've got a timeout. Not that the final play is going to change the outcome, but we will get one more snap. This will be the final play of the game.
48-yard line.
Tootin on 1st and 10. Much better job keeping him contained this time. He's going to be marked down right near the line of scrimmage. So the Bengals